All right, here again on Pandanet. Is this our last game at 3Q before we get rid of? Yeah, this is our last game before we can rank up our one more time, get rid of our question mark. I'm very excited. It is a little bit earlier than I normally like to record, but it looked like there were enough people on, so I'm just going to hope that I find somebody. Let's get into a game and have some fun. All right, I found a game. Thankfully, I am black, and I think I will do 4-4s today. And we are about the same rank, 3Q this time. Of course, I should be ranking up here soon. But I think most of the games I've played on this account have been against people who were one rank lower, like around 4Q around this time. So it's kind of interesting. All right, so usually I do like to approach low because it's more of a territorial way of playing in that area. But they are pincering me here, which is a little bit annoying. And I approached over here automatically, even though I didn't mean to. So I'm actually going to go back and approach the bottom left. One thing I really like to do is I like to leave pincers quite often. In this case, I'm not going to leave this one. I'm going to do the diagonal here. This is the move that I think is a little bit easy to handle because we can then attach in the corner. If you attach first, they could Hane on the inside and give you a little bit of an annoying position if you don't know the Joseki. Whereas if you have this diagonal out, you just press on your opponent here and you have a strong group towards the center of the board. My opponent is offering me a trade right now. Normally they're supposed to jump out, but they decided to kick and fight here. I don't want them to eat the stone super easily, so I am going to extend one time. And if they jump, I'm going to capture the stone that they played. Now, the reason I extended was just to make it so that maybe I can invade on the left side and use these stones as a way of living. So we're going to just kill these stones off, or this stone off here, making my group very strong and making it possible for me to build a very large area. We can resurrect our other stones in the future or invade in the future. We'll see how it goes. Since they're approaching me, could kick or do something if we want to, but I think I just like the idea of backing off. We want to build up the bottom side, and backing off is putting a stone towards this side that we want to build. And even here, I'm tempted to just block in the corner and build more, or even just play a big move along the side here. But I think I will keep it as simple as possible and block in the corner, let them play the next move on the top side. Ooh, and they're playing very, very wide. You can do 2 spaces, but 3 spaces is definitely too much. We can invade over here. So if we invade on the top, it's likely that our 2 stones on the left die. And if we run out these 2 stones, it's likely the invasion on the top goes away. So I want to use my 2 stones before I decide what's going on over here. It's a little difficult to do that, though, because if we just invade and they just block here, it feels kind of annoying to handle. And their group is very solid. So we will have to just make a choice, I think. And so the choice I want to make is I'm just going to invade this top side right now. These 2 stones are in the most danger compared to, oh, they're jumping out, okay. Compared to like my 2 stones. If I can capture that, it's a very large amount of points. I can just jump out here. And if they're just saving their group, then I can rescue my 2 stones on the left side. But if they just went and surrounded and let me capture and then captured my 2 stones, I think that would have been an okay trade. So that's it. I'm just going to keep running out. And they still have not captured these 2 stones yet. As a matter of fact, we are the ones who are going to be able to get some points on the right side of the board. Any of the knights move or the large knights move, either of them is going to be fine here. The idea is that we just want them to keep running out, making sure our group is really strong. But like I said, we just had to make a choice. And this was the one that I decided on. I'm going to jump again here to make sure to take my profit on this side. And now they're going to pretend like they're killing everything over there, but they've already spent 2 moves. And it's still open. So I'm just going to jump again, just surround. Looks really kind of funny. Just jump, jump, jump in the center. Yep. Going to keep pushing. Push again because I'm threatening the cut. We can peep the cut for fun, but we're just going to play down so we can make the corner stronger. And we can still attack this group. So we can either push it down or we can let it run to the left side. I think we've already gotten a lot of profit on this right side. So I think we're actually pretty good to go now. And this is where we could use our strength to resurrect our other stones if we wanted to. I just don't know exactly how I want to do it. I think I'm going to do this peep move right now because I think it helps with the attachments on my stone, which makes it a little bit harder for my opponent to just live directly. And then I'm not going to worry about the bottom side. I'm just going to be jumping out towards the center here. This jump is just to make sure this group is really strong. And we're just going to accept all of these exchanges if my opponent really, really wants to play them. So I can Atari here, for example, if they want to cut that off, we're going to be pushing through the group. Yep, we can just push through now and capture the top side because they are okay with that. And I don't know which one's the better cut, but I think I'll do this one. This one seems like the strongest way to cut here. Yep, I'll just connect. They still have to connect here. Then I can connect, and my corner is alive. Their group is not alive, and now I've cut off the top side. So we feel pretty good about this exchange. And so we just need to see if there's a way for them to live there. If they push and turn, like there's a little bit of Aji for them to deal with. And my corner's already safe. So in exchange for taking away some of my points here, I get to make sure that this corner is just dead. So I'm pretty happy with that exchange. They're attaching here. I'm just going to let them take the side. This is just my corner. I'm not worried too much about anything else. I don't even necessarily need to respond, but I will to make sure everything's nice and strong. And as I said, I don't need to worry about this. We've already gotten some profit here, and now we can go back and do something on the left side. So anything we need to worry about with our group is just the only question I really have. There's this wedge here, but if I Atari and connect and they cut, I can just push through, and it seems kind of difficult for them. Let's bring our group alive, back from the dead, I guess I should say. Yep, just connect. When we have all these liberties here, we don't have to worry about our group very much. And they have a ton of cutting points. So we are just going to start cutting everywhere. It doesn't matter if they capture us. We're just here to cut everything off. Yep, just cut here. This is what this strength in the center is going to be very useful for. Just cut, cut, cut. And then this side's going to be ideally capturing these two stones. And if they really don't want us to, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to handle the situation. Because we can extend here, and we can also potentially capture these stones. I think we have to maybe even jump out this way in some way. We can't jump up, right? Maybe. Just this one's better. I think I have to read this one out a little bit. If we just let him capture this, I think we do need a little bit of Aji there. So if we do this one first, maybe I'll do this one and block. I think I'll run this stone out first. It's really hard to choose these things sometimes, but we can also run this out here. And now we can go back and capture these two stones, which would be really good if they let us do that. They do not want to let us do that. So I'm going to take this Atari, which makes our stones really strong. Then we can extend up here, which is threatening to capture or threatening to do a lot of damage to these stones here, and also threatening to capture these ones. We want to keep their liberties as low as possible. So they cut Atari, and then we take a liberty, and it's 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3. So that might not be good enough, so I will be jumping back here. We can attach here, just threatening the other group. I'm going to definitely extend down. This is getting me a lot of liberties, so I'm doing that right away. We don't necessarily have a ton of liberties in the center, but I do like the idea of playing this Hane and really pressuring this corner group since they're letting me. I'm going to, I guess I will play the Atari. This makes it really strong, and then if I get to block, I feel really good. And if I get to block again, I do still feel really good. But I'm going to start with taking liberties in the center now. I will just connect because I want to make sure I have some liberties. So now how are we going to use this on top? So if we squeeze right away, they go down, we Atari and connect, we get to capture this stone. That'd be pretty good. And if we push first and push and push, it's entirely possible too. Let me see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. They should have more liberties than us, so we don't need to worry about that. So I think the better choice is likely to squeeze these stones really quick. And connect here, and now we've captured a really nice area on top. Yep, I will answer for sure. I don't need to answer again, and I want to just make sure I'm really nice and strong. I think everything's all connected up. We captured a really nice area. So I'm going to capture here, get rid of any of this Aji, let them connect up if they want to, and then we can just play some nice end game from this point, which feels pretty good. So just sliding underneath over here is going to be a really big move. We can even push once, for why not? Can we actually even clamp? Because that's kind of annoying too. I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, I think we are fine just the way we are right now. And even jumping down here is a really big move, because if they were able to slide, they could have threatened to capture some of my stones. They answered, so we will just pull back. All right, they can play towards the center if they want. I can likely just start taking some liberties with this. They don't need to worry about taking my liberties, honestly. I think they can Tanuki 2 times, if I remember right. And now I'm able to maybe even capture this little bit in the center. Remember, our goal here was just to get something out of this fight. We got to capture the top side. We got to reduce the left side. We're potentially getting some stuff in the center, which feels pretty good. So I think I will attach here. 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3. I might as well play one more time. Okay, we are going to stop now. I'm just going to block this way and block down. This means they can't push through the area, which feels really nice. We will just block. They don't have enough space to make 2 eyes, so even if they get this Atari, it is not good enough. They could maybe try to squeeze all the way through, though. I'm interested in seeing if they don't. Okay, they're not going to do that. If they Hane here, we just have to owe a move, basically, so I don't think it matters too much. So we could just extend down as a way to do that, but I think this corner move is extremely big. So I think whoever got that move has a much better result here. And I'll let them get this Hane on the other side. I'm not really sure what this one is threatening because all my groups are strong. So it's just sort of like a random move towards the center. I'm going to push in here. And since they made this empty triangle move, it made me stronger here. I think I can clamp now. If they go down, we go up. If they need to connect, then we cut this off and this part's dead. So the clamp does now work. And the group is not 100% alive. Yep, I will Atari here. This feels really good. And then we could push through here. Let's get rid of this eye. And this is something that's really important with endgame. Sometimes you're looking for ways of killing your opponent, and that gives you the good endgame move. Like this move here is threatening to cut through. And we can even just do it again. And now we can like threaten this cut here to cut off this one stone. Oh, this one stone's probably bigger, but I will just answer here. Yep, just connect. So it isn't giving them eyes, so that's why I decided I would just answer. And we can just pull back here. It's sort of the appropriate type of response. But the problem is this isn't getting them eyes. Wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. I think it doesn't matter too much. Okay, now they responded there. So I'm going to be pushing in over here. And peeping. I'm looking for like those types of moves that were, as I said, to sort of kill the group. If they have to come back and play inside, that feels really good. It's like a move like this one. Now they have to play inside, otherwise they're dead. So we got a bunch of nice moves on the outside for free, and that feels really good. If we go down, we have just 2 liberties still, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do this one. This is just a nice 1-point move in Sente. Could even turn. Getting that Atari would be quite nice. I'm really bad at endgame, so now I'm just looking around and trying to figure something out. There is this weakness that I have if they attach, or they do this in Hane. There is a potential weakness, but I think it's fine. There's not really anything they could do to capture anything. So I think it probably doesn't matter. And so we just need to play basic in-game stuff here. So I'm going to extend down here, which is threatening to capture some stones. I could actually just capture that. That stone is not in the correct spot, so I will be capturing it. If I block here, they go under, I capture, they Atari, I connect, then they connect. So I think that's what they're looking for. So I'll just turn here. This looks okay. They sacrificed 2-3 points in order to get 1. So I feel like that's a perfectly acceptable move for me. I'm going to play this one to get rid of any of the Aji that was potentially in this area, because that's really what I was worried about. We should need to get some basic moves from here, I guess. Force them to capture, get an extra point here. And now both of these moves are kind of Miai now, because they can't push through in Sente, so we can just play another big move somewhere. Like this connection could be big. I think I'll do that one. Play on the bottom is also nice. Yep, this one here. I'm just going to connect. I just want to play moves that are cleaning up my Aji as best I can. Sure, just connect is fine. I guess that's okay. I don't know if there's anything that's really that big left. Just playing like these moves on the side are probably big enough. So I'm just going to respond and finish up the game really quickly here. I don't need to respond to that one. So something over here is at least a point for me. Ooh, they're going to do it that way. That way is a little bit risky because it leaves this throw-in and Atari, and maybe if they run out of liberties, another Atari here, so they do have to be a little bit careful. But we're just looking for a couple extra points in a couple different spots. So something here should be fine. I didn't need to do that, but since they did, I could answer. They're both 1-point moves. They're reverse Sente, so why not? Yep. Okay, they decided to connect, so I will just Atari here and not worry about anything special there. Basically here at the end, so I'm going to connect to make sure there's not really actually any Aji here. That is not a move, but I do owe a move over here eventually, so I may as well connect over here. Move I already have to play. That really doesn't do anything, but I do have to answer, I guess. And then, yep, just basic connections, and we're almost done. I actually don't even think I need to respond to this move, by the way. But sure, let's get rid of their liberty. Make sure they can't do anything. Okay, they're going to pass. I think that's basically everything, yeah. So, seems good. Yep, all of that. That all looks okay. And we're done. There you go. I won. So before talking about the game at all, let's see what our rank is now. That's not going to be helpful. View my profile. There we go. We made it to 2Q. Okay, I wasn't sure how much it would rank you up. We are now 2Q after 20 games from 10Q. That's kind of interesting to see. I like how quickly it ranks you up. So if you did accidentally make an account at the wrong rank, it's all good. And that's something I had a problem with when I first started playing, was that I would make an account on a new server and people would say it's harder or easier, and so make the account too low or too high. And so I like it when they adjust very quickly like this. I think on Fox, after you play one game, you can switch your rank if you need to as well. Anyway, this is very cool. So look back at the game here. So I think this was a pretty good example of unintentionally, I'm going to add, because I just didn't even notice what they played in the opening because I was talking. That's why you should not be talking. But I think this was a good example of how to use a group that if you saved it, you would have had to spend the rest of the game saving it. We waited for an opportunity to get strong in the center. Then we threatened to come out. They played a very loose way to capture, which allowed us to push and cut and do a bunch of stuff. We didn't save the group, but we got to reduce the left side, make points in the center, and even cut off a couple extra points on the side on the top. So that sacrifice was 100% worth it. And I even won by about 45 points. So even if we get rid of this capture here on the top, I would have probably played this a little bit differently because I may not have wanted my corner to be so small. But even if we got rid of this capture on the top, it seems like I'm still very likely winning, which is a good thing to note in this particular case, that sacrificing this big group was not that big of a deal. Anyway, I'm happy to finally get rid of that question mark, and I'm happy to start getting closer to the Dawn ranks over here on Pandanet. I don't think we really need to review, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys are having a good day. Have fun.